Denver 8 TV, your city, your source.
Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to be here today with you. And by the way, to be in front of this piece of art on the wall here, which the mayor will describe in a little bit, not artistically, but how it got there. That's the thing about art, we leave it to your interpretation. Boy, what a great group. Thank you all for showing up. Thanks to the media for covering the event. I'm Kent Rice, the Executive Director for Denver Arts and Venues. We run the part of the city. Better? Can you all hear me now? I can shout. We learned yesterday about a choir of men who shout all the time, and they get paid to shout, and I thought that could be a job for me on some days. Anyway, so Arts and Venues is the city agency that is in charge of Red Rocks Amphitheater, the Performing Arts Complex, the arts and culture programs of the city, the Denver Coliseum, and this little facility here, the Colorado Convention Center. In addition to that, we were assigned, requested, ordered by Mayor Hancock, but it was a collaboration. What's that phrase, voluntold? Anyway, that we needed to recreate the city's cultural plan, and about 15 months ago we began doing that with great collaboration from many people. The work is finished. Literally, the document was being printed yesterday, so you may smell ink in the air, I don't know. But we got it done just in the nick of time, frankly, and we're so proud of the work that went into it. I need to thank our graphic artists, Josh Madison and Stu Alden, and our great research partners and writing partners, Corona Insights. Their staff are here today. My team and many of you in the audience who did writing and working and discussing and arguing about this plan to make it what it is, we are so in your debt. Ginger White, our deputy director, who really led the charge on this, is not with us today. She happily is on her way to Hawaii. And you might think it's to have fun, but she's actually working. And as a credit to her knowledge in this area, she was invited by ULI with a group of, I think, 5 or 6 national experts to advise the mayor of Honolulu on how to make that city more vibrant using arts in a creative district. So she wouldn't rather have been here today. She's sends her regrets that she can't be here today. I'm quite sure she's happy flying over to Hawaii, and she's going to have a hard week ahead of her, but what an honor for Denver to have the deputy director of our agency be invited to do such a wonderful task to help another city solve a problem like that. 25 years ago, Mayor Federico Pena put together with his staff people at the time the city's first cultural plan. It was revised when Mayor Hickenlooper was in office, but it wasn't completely researched and restructured until this year. And 25 years is a long time, so we're very glad that we were able to do it. Mayor Hancock, who has been traveling like a fool the past 30 days, he's another guy with a national reputation who is asked to do a lot of heavy lifting with other mayors, but he's back in town with us. In fact, he was speaking this morning across the street at the Rocky Mountain City Summit with 2 other mayors. Really interesting topic, but he's going to lead us through a discussion of what's going on. We're just so grateful for all of you being here today. We have a blue ribbon panel that we impaneled? Do you impanel a panel? You must. That we recruited to help launch this today. One of the members of that is Amy Harmon. I don't know how many of you know Amy. She would be the person in orange behind me who's not the mayor. I think that's orange, or it's in that orange-red family. Anyway, Amy is a real civic leader. She's been doing urban infill projects for much of her very young life, I think 18 or 20 years, so she obviously got into this in 4-H club in high school or something like that. But among her projects, and I think it's a perfect example of what we want to do with Imagine 2020, is what she did with Wonderbound at the intersection of Park Avenue West, Broadway, Larimer, that intersection, which has a lot going on. I think we could just say that's a very active intersection. And she turned an old car dealership into the headquarters for Wonderbound, a very exciting and innovative dance troupe. She's done projects like that before. She served on the Biennial the Americas board with me. She agreed to be a member of the Blue Ribbon panel and sort of walk us through things today. She's a real urban pioneer and just the kind of person that you want living in the center of the city and doing great things for Denver. I think now is when I say, Amy, please come up.
Well, I have to thank Kent. I think I can't say how much I've loved getting to know Kent and just the energy he has brought with him and his leadership role for arts and venues and all the people that help him with these efforts, because he really does unleash a lot of happy energy, and I've watched it personally happen during his time there. So thank you all for being here today, because this really is a momentous occasion. We are, this Blue Ribbon panel is a real honor to be a part of. There are 7 of us, and you know, the job of this panel is really to advocate, promote, and help implement this plan. And I think we represent a number of sectors and relationship networks where hopefully we can support each other in any effort possible to help really reinforce this plan. I feel very proud today because I am proud of Denver. This city is my hometown, and it really feels like it's growing up, and it's making me feel like I've grown up, and that's scary in and of itself, but we are flourishing, and it has shown itself to be an amazing city with lots of ambition and energy to really strive to be better and better all the time. So, as Kent mentioned, I'm a sucker for any big idea and crazy creative project, and so I've seen the value that art plays in our city. It really is a vehicle to bring people together and to turn developments, the bricks and mortar, into these heartbeats that really take us into a thriving, soulful, healthy, happy community. So hopefully we can all take cues from all the people in this community who have done projects like this. I'm inspired and only created these opportunities because I watched other people as I grew up take big risks. You know, Gary and I were talking about Lanny Martin, one of the best examples in town, and I just have hoped to strive to be even minimally the same way, and so I would hope others would really take that cue and go for it themselves. So this cultural plan is a sign that Denver is taking the business of arts and culture and creative very seriously. It is extraordinary, really, when you think about the city making such a bet on this particular plan. And as someone who is making a living by creating, I really couldn't be happier than to see my city making a concerted effort to support its creative future. It is our future that we get to create together, and let's go for it. I mean, what an exciting time. So we all have a role to play. I really hope we encourage each other to go for it even bigger than maybe we've ever imagined we could before. I think we've proven that we'll step up to back you up if you really take that leap. I think Wonderbound inspired me. I mean, dance was never something I naturally understood, and now I think every metaphor I use is like a dance metaphor, because really that is the game of these risks. So thank you so much. I do think we can make magic happen here, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. So thank you.
The mayor appoints a group of people to lift up the city through arts and culture, including approving public art and leading us in projects like this. That's the Denver Commission on Cultural Affairs. They're with us today. A number of elected members of council are here, and our Blue Ribbon panel. You guys are kind of aggregated in the front. Would you just stand up so we can give you a quick round of applause? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. The mayor really did urge us to get this done on time and to do it right and to go broad and get as much input as possible. our big supporter and instigator all along. We also had financial support from the Office of Economic Development. I see Paul Washington back there. Again, there's so many people we're grateful to for helping us through this project. The person who's going to tell you a little bit about that now is my friend, my boss, your mayor, well, my mayor too, Michael Hancock.
Thank you, Kent. And don't you guys think Kent is like the funniest dude in Denver? He just cracks me up. You know, there are just some people in your life, when they walk in the room, you just start laughing. That's Kent for me. Just cracks me up. I am so proud of Kent Rice and Ginger White and the entire Office of Arts and Venues and all of the stakeholders who have played a role in here. This is a great day. It's a great day for Denver, and one that should be celebrated because we are looking to the future. To everyone here, a sincere thank you for all that you've done to Imagine 2020, and for all that you are doing to make this a great city for art and culture. We have so many people to thank, and I just want to get to it because it's going to be a while before we say anything of substance other than thank you. But you have lent your time and energy and great ideas to crafting this cultural plan. First, thank you to the 9 Dots Arts, as well as SMG for finding the amazing local artist who works now to live in the Colorado Convention Center, as we see around here. What an awesome sight as we walked up. To our friends at the Denver City Council, and I know that Kent had them stand up, but without City Council as partners in this, we wouldn't have a plan. And so I want to thank the members of City Council and ask them once again to stand up, because I honor anyone who says I will be elected to serve. Please, thank you so very much. Councilman Chris Hearn is standing back there in the back. He refuses to come up front, so we're going to call him out. I don't see her here, but I want to thank Stephanie O'Malley, who's now the manager of safety. When Stephanie was Deputy Chief of Staff, she worked hand in hand with the arts and venues during this entire process, and so we want to thank her for being a champion of this plan. When you see Stephanie, please say thank you to her. I want to thank the members of the Denver Commission of Cultural Affairs who are, again, in attendance today. This plan is nothing without their leadership and now their stewardship, because they're going to have to be the trustees of this plan and making sure that we follow through with the objectives of the plan. And speaking of leadership, I want to thank those members, the stakeholder leadership group, who are here today. Now, these are the folks who put their shoulder into the plan. Their energy was immense, and their vision really helped us to see what the plan could and should present. Now, I've been on blue ribbon panels, and so I know how challenging and difficult and time-consuming they can be. So we want to, once again, thank the blue ribbon panel. They were committed to moving this plan forward. They are going to help us in implementing and watching it grow as we go forward. But we could not have done this without you. Your eyes were wide open when I met with you the very first meeting and said, let's get something great. And so we thank you for your hard work in making this work. So I'm so thrilled to launch Imagine 2020. Kent and his team have been engaging our community for about a year now, gaining insight into what Denverites want when it comes to arts, culture, and creativity in their city. Through the engagement of more than 5,000 people, you told us that Denver is indeed an arts town, and that you want to see more of the arts in your daily lives. Like Kent said earlier, this industry defines the soul of our city. Amazing public venues like Red Rocks. Anyone find the irony between having sunrise service on Sunday and then Snoop Dogg in the afternoon? That's art. Well, now, where was I? I'm sorry. And public art like the Blue Bear, who we all see as a source of pride for our great city. Outstanding museums and cultural facilities like the Museum of Nature and Science educate our young people and create lifelong learners. Unique neighborhood art, creative districts, and grassroots organizations drive new and exciting creativity throughout the community. Now, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, from Red Rocks to DIA, Imagine 2020 sets out a bold 7-part vision to make these important aspects of our quality of life accessible to all. While arts, culture, and creativity helps define who we are, the impact of this industry must not be understated. Denver is home to some 3,600 creative businesses, employing 21,000 people that make our city vibrant and support our economic vitality. This translates to nearly $2 billion contributed annually to our economy from this sector. Imagine 2020 sets a renewed sense of direction for Denver. That includes a plan for putting arts and culture in every neighborhood and a plan to enhance our growing ideas economy with new and established creative businesses. It's only fitting that we present this cultural plan to Denver in high style, featuring the work of one of the most talented creative businesses, Mona Lucero Designs. This Denver model, Jasmine Hicks, is wearing a draped asymmetrical dress designed by one of Denver's top fashion designers, Mona Design. Mona's design reflects a casual but sophisticated Denver lifestyle, and it's just one example of the vibrancies of Denver's community. Ladies and gentlemen, this gorgeous model, Ms. Hicks. Thank you so much. You want to come get this? Let's take a picture. Ready? Y'all ready to take pictures? Got it? All right, thank you so much. And now I'm really feeling old because her mother was a classmate of mine from Manual High School. Thank you, Ms. Hicks. Well done. We have it. Now that we have this plan, it's time to get to it. Imagine 2020 is not just some document that we expect to sit on a shelf. Kent and his team have wasted no time in starting to implement this plan, and it's my pleasure to announce some of these initial programs. First off, of course, is this tremendous new public arts here in the Convention Center. Our partners and gracious hosts here today, SMG, have purchased $235,000 of new public art. And these 7 new works are all done by Colorado artists. We invite you to meet with the artists after we're done here today and take a tour of their artwork. Are the artists within my voice? Please stand up and be acknowledged at this point. Thank you so very much, and congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. And we have it back there, right? And the artwork is back there, so we certainly ask you to take a look at the art here. Second, a new grant program called PS You Are Here will provide funding for public placemaking activities in Denver neighborhoods. We ask you to look for an announcement in April when we will begin accepting applications. And next up, Art Space Projects, a national leader in artist-led community transformation, will be conducting a feasibility study on an affordable mixed-use development in Rover North neighborhood. And finally, based on significant public feedback we received, Visit Denver is enhancing its website, denver365.com. That's one word, denver365.com, to give residents and visitors an easy-to-use, comprehensive online event calendar that features all of Denver's arts and entertainment offerings. That's a pretty cool deal, don't you think? So 25 years since we updated this plan. I was 19 years old. Councilwoman Kanish wasn't even born yet. Gotta pick on somebody, you know. Congratulations, Denver, and thank you, Blue Ribbon Panel, for your hard work. God bless you all. Okay.
So Mona Lucero, Mona, raise your hand over there so people know who you are. She's on our Blue Ribbon Panel, and she designed this dress just for the launch of Imagine 2020. So we have our own dress. Well, one of us has her own dress. Regarding public art, the piece behind me is one of the commissioned pieces. And I happened to be lucky enough to serve on the panel to figure out what to do with the building. And the building is a very active runway in the sense of people coming and going. This piece, I want you to think about this. It's by an artist named Mindy Bray. And the title of it is "The Heavy is the Root of the Light." So that's kind of a cosmic conundrum, but the rest of the day, every now and then, just think about what does that mean, that the heavy is the root of the light. And what we're trying to do with art in this enormous facility here, which has over 1 million visitors a year, is get people to pause at some point as they're rushing from one activity to the next and scratch their heads and say, what's going on here? The artists will be around. There are maps, and we're in front of number 8, by the way, just to orient you. So each new art piece has a number. Maps look like this. So if you have time, and if not now, when, folks, to contemplate art, on your way out, this hallway, by the way, is a phenomenal piece by Sandra Fettingis. Anyway, I feel like these artists are my family now. It's just so wonderful, the works they've created for the convention center. We think it makes the convention center even more unique because it makes it a more fun and exciting place to be if you're here for a meeting. We have a lot of physicists with us today, maybe not here, but in the building. And I'm just thinking right brain, left brain, let's get those things mixing up there. So there are some refreshments provided over here. Thank you so much for being here. And Amy, am I supposed to toss to you? Apparently not. Yeah, so we're just drawing to a close here. So on Thursday, which is the 6th of March, 4 in the afternoon, we are going to share the results of the research that we conducted for this plan. And it's interesting and fascinating stuff, and we want to share that with the whole community. And then we're going to party, folks. So we hope you'll show up at the McNichols building at 4 p.m. if you want to learn more about the research and the details of the plan. And if you're more of a party person, then come at 6. So again, imagine 2020. We're going to need the whole community's help to kick this thing off. We are so, so grateful that you all showed up today. We are thrilled to be launching it here in the Colorado Convention Center, often ranked in the top 3 or 4 convention centers in the country. So thanks to all the people at SMG who make this function so well. Thank you all for being here today. Imagine 2020.
Denver 8 TV. Your city, your source.